Hi everyone, welcome back to the Fargo Force Show, the first edition in 2015 of the Force Show. I'm your host, Trevor Peterson, joined this week by Force defenseman Justin Baudry. Justin, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Justin, you're from Manitoba, so not too far from North Dakota.
Yeah.
Labroquerie, Manitoba, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Tell me a little bit about where Labroquerie, Manitoba is.
Labroquerie is just about 45 minutes southeast of Winnipeg.
Okay, so not far at all. So, as opposed to some of your teammates that we've had on the show this season who didn't have any idea where Fargo was maybe or any experience with it, you've come down to North Dakota and been in the state of North Dakota before growing up.
Yeah, for sure. As a kid, came down a few times to play some hockey tournaments and then coming down with the family just to do some shopping and stuff. So, yeah, I've been here for sure.
So how nice is it to be, playing your first season of USHL hockey, to be close to home?
It is nice. I have family that comes down a lot, family and friends actually that come down. It's only a 3.5-hour drive from home, and they come down and probably do some shopping and stuff and then come watch a game, so it's awesome.
Nice. Now, you played the past couple of seasons in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League with the Steinbach Pistons. What about the difference between the level in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League and the USHL? What's the biggest thing you've noticed this year?
Yeah, I've noticed a few things. I think first and foremost, the speed. It's just it's a lot quicker. And then I'd say the detail to the game, just the level of detail, just paying attention in the defensive zone. And there's so much more detail in the offensive zone as well.
How has the change been for you? Has it been an easy change? Did it take you a few games, or was it pretty seamless?
It was okay. I think the first 5 to 15 games, it took me a while. I got caught flat-footed, I'd say. And but Byron, our D coach, and the other players on the team really helped me get up to the level of par, I guess, to the level.
Now, you're a defenseman. 0 goals this season, but you've tied for the team high with 14 assists. Is that something that, as a defenseman, is that something you kind of always done? Pass the puck well, been high in those assist numbers, or has that maybe surprised you a little bit this year?
No, I think it's always been a strength of mine, passing the puck and just creating opportunities for our forwards. But yeah, that's 0 goals. It's it's kind of always in the back of your head, but I'm still getting a lot of chances, and it will go in sooner or later.
I was going to ask you, is that something that you think about, or as a defenseman, do they not worry that much about it? Do you not think about it and it'll happen sooner or later?
Yeah, as a defenseman, I guess, you don't want to worry about it too much, but, when you do go to sleep, it is in the back of your head, and you try not to lose sleep over it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to do my job and keeping the puck out of the net, so, yeah.
What do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I like to just kind of relax, watch movies, and hang out with the guys. I also like to I like to read. Yeah.
And you said you're maybe a little bit of a golfer too?
Yeah. In I guess the summertime, I'm not the best, but I go out with my brother and my dad a lot, and a few friends, and I enjoy golfing a lot.
Good golfing up in Labroquerie?
Yeah, actually, we have a course right in my backyard.
Nice.
So, yeah. Just a 5-minute walk.
Sneak out there a little bit in the summer. Now, you've committed to play hockey at Bemidji State, so how nice is it just to not have to worry about that? You know that you've done that. You're not the first Force guy to go there either. A teammate as well?
Yeah. Teammate Cole Buxton is committed as well. He's just a year older than me too, so that'll be pretty cool playing with him there.
What would you say, Justin, is your biggest strength? What's your best aspect on the ice?
I think just I'd say my vision on the ice. I think breaking out the puck, I'd say my vision allows me just to see players in the open and, put the puck in their hands.
And how about the biggest thing that you want to improve, that you still got to improve a lot in your game?
Probably, I can think of 2 things. Probably my speed and foot speed, and then just, shooting to get that puck in the net.
Well, more with Justin in a bit, but first, since our last show, the Force have played 6 games, 3 home, 3 on the road. Let's get caught up a little bit and show you a bit how they did. On New Year's Eve, we'll start out with, this one was December 31st, they hosted the Des Moines Buccaneers. First period, Des Moines with a great chance, but Joe Widmer's denied by Robbie Beydoun. Great save, he had 41 on the day. On the other end, the rebound comes to C.J. Hayes with a lot of open net, but he can't get the puck up in the air, and Ryan Rook makes one of his 38 saves. Force with another chance on the power play. The shot by our guest, Mr. Baudry, is redirected in by Kyle Sylvester, but the ref says no goal. Sylvester's stick was too high. Thoughts on that, Justin?
Yeah, I guess a good call by the ref. It was just slightly high. You could kind of see it from my angle, but when they were reviewing it, I was hoping they'd give it to us.
1-0 Bucks after 1. The Force would get a Mikey Eismont power play goal in the third to tie the game and send it to overtime. And in OT, Zach Yan got the game winner for the Force, 2-1 victory. Force played a clean game also in that one with just 4 penalty minutes compared to 16 for Des Moines. All right, after New Year's Day off, the Force then traveled to first-place Sioux City for 2 straight games. On Friday, January 2nd was Game 1. The Force were 3-1 versus first-place Musketeers. Force strike first. Austin Pooley wires the wrister in. 1-0 Force, less than 7 minutes in, but all Sioux City after that. They scored the next 5 goals, including 3 in the first period in the span of 3.5 minutes to lead 3-1 after 1. Sioux City goes on to win it. 5-1 was the final. We mentioned last game how the Force were just 4 penalty minutes. This game, 25 minutes in the box. Sioux City had 27, but the Force couldn't capitalize, going 0 for 4 on the power play. Same 2 teams the very next night, and it turned out kind of the same way for the Force. The Force lose 4-2 to Sioux City on Saturday, January 3rd. Goals by Stevens and Morelli for the Force. Robbie Badoon had 35 saves. The Force now 3-3 on the season versus first place Sioux City. The following weekend, the Force return home with back-to-back games versus Des Moines again, Friday, January 9th. Scoreless in the second, Fargo's Baudry Stevens threads the pretty pass to Mikey Eisemont for the goal, start of a hot streak, or Eisemont, 1-0 Force. They trailed 2-1 in the third when TJ Rue finds the rebound, waits, circles, and fires it in. That tied it at 2. Later in the third period now, the Force with a great scoring opportunity. Matt McCardle just can't quite put the puck in the net. Look at how close this one comes as we take another look. And that was big too, because Des Moines then scored with just a couple of minutes left, and Des Moines comes up with the 3-2 victory. Identical numbers for shots on goal for both teams, 30 shots. A chance, though, on the next night for redemption for the Force. Saturday, January 10th versus those same Des Moines Buccaneers. In the first period, the Force, Dennis Smirnov puts home the rebound. That's the first of 2 goals on the night for Smirnov, 1-0 Force. Same period now, Eisemont. He had his name, you've heard his name mentioned throughout this show. He grabs the rebound and wraps it around the goal, beating the goalie to the post, 2-0 after the first period. Take another look at that one. That's pretty. However, Des Moines would rally to send it to overtime, tied at 2, but in the OT, Smirnov comes up with the game winner, 1-12, and the Force win it 3-2, despite going 0-6 on the power play. The next day in Omaha, again the same 3-2 score, but the Force come out on the losing end this time, 3-2 Omaha. The final was in a shootout, actually, as the Lancers win the shootout, 2-1. Eisemont with his 3rd goal in 3 games. So after the Force go 2-3-1 in those last 6 games, let's bring up the standings and take a look. Sioux City still on top with a 20-10-3 record. Omaha second, Tri-City third, and the Force sitting right there in 6th place, 14-13-5. Justin, you guys have pretty much kept your head above water, head above that 500 mark, and you still are this season with 33 points. A lot of teams in those 30s. What are your thoughts when you take a look at those standings right there?
Yeah, it's really tight. I think, just 3 points behind Sioux Falls, and then they're just 1 point behind whoever's ahead of them, and then it's just a dogfight. I think if we could win those overtime games or those shootouts, we've lost a lot of points there, but it's close, and we're making a run here. We
talked before taping here that this has really been kind of an up and down season. You guys haven't gotten on a real hot streak, but you haven't gotten on a real losing streak either. It's kind of been a couple up and a couple down, or 1 up and 1 down. Do you guys feel like you're just on the cusp of changing that around here, or is that what it's going to take maybe to move up in those standings a little bit here, get a hot streak going?
Yeah, for sure. Just like I said, if we can start winning those games where we're losing those small points, we're going to get rolling here, and it's really tight in the standings, so we just got to win those games, and we'll be fine here.
What's the biggest thing? What maybe in the last month or so? What has Coach Marks preached about you guys? Is there 1 or 2 things that he's kind of on you about, or hey guys, let's do this better? Recently.
Just mainly competing. I think we work hard in practice, and then we compete hard, and then just competing in games. We always have good first periods, and then we struggle in the second period. So probably that's another thing too, is coming out in the second period where instead of giving up 2 goals, holding them to none, and then we're always strong in the third.
Coach Marks has been around a long time hockey guy. What do you like about him as a coach?
I like he's an aggressive coach. He tells you the truth, and then sometimes if you take it personal, and then you won't be able to move on. But you just take all the criticism, but it's all constructive. So that's what I enjoy.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Force here now. In the next couple of weeks, the Force will have 4 games all on the road. Nothing at Shields Arena these next 4 games. Friday and Saturday, January 16th and 17th, the Force will be at the Lincoln Stars. The Stars 1 spot below the Force in the standings. And then the next weekend, January 23rd and 24th, the Force will visit the Muskegon in Michigan. They're a good team, 19-10-3. They're in the Eastern Conference of that division. Well, what's your thoughts on the upcoming 4 games, Justin?
I think it'll be good. I think Lincoln's, they're a tough competitor as well, and hopefully we could come out with 2 wins there. That'd be huge. And then, I haven't really seen Muskegon, but I know they're doing well. So, we need to steal one for sure from them.
Do you ever worry when you're playing a team that's below you guys in the standings? Do you ever worry that sometimes the guys may get overconfident, or this is going to be a couple easy wins for us, or is that not this type of team?
No, not really worried. Every team in this league is a team we could lose against, and every night teams compete hard, and we do a good job of keeping everyone level-headed, and the guys we're really good for that.
Now, back to you for a quick couple more minutes here. One of the things we were talking about is that English is not actually your first language. Tell me a little bit about that.
No, I was born in a little French community. My first language is French. I was born in Brandon, Manitoba, which is just west in Manitoba, and we moved all around, but we usually grew up in a French community. So I grew up learning French, and I've been going to a French school since through grade 1 to all the way through grade 12.
Is there anybody else on the Force that you can speak French with?
Not really. I mean, I guess TJ Roux likes to think he knows how to speak French, but there's a few guys that know some here and there, but that's about it.
Can you, as we close the show here, can you throw it to a little break with some French stuff? Say, we'll be back, or we'll see you next time on the Fargo Force Show.
Yeah, on va vous voir à la prochaine fois sur la télévision de Fargo Force.
All right, there you go. The first French ever spoken on the Fargo Force Show. Justin, thanks for being here. Nice job.
No, thanks for having me.
All right, we'll see you next time on the Force Show, everybody.